Alright, so imagine this. You're about to drop serious money on a Galaxy Z Fold 7. You've convinced yourself you need that massive folding screen. You've emotionally committed. And then Samsung walks in and says, "Cool, here's the Galaxy S26 Ultra." Of course they did. Now we've got two absolute monsters fighting for your wallet. One folds into a mini tablet, the other is basically the final boss of regular phones, and somehow choosing between them is harder than it should be. Let's start with the obvious. These are not small phones at all. We used to call devices like this phablets. Now they're just normal. The S26 Ultra is your classic premium slab. 6.9 inches, boxy, confident, and yes, it still has the S Pen. Which is actually a big deal now because the Z Fold 7 sacrificed stylus support to get thinner. Not sold separately, not optional add-on. It physically cannot use one. The digitizer is gone. The Fold, though, when you open it up, it's an 8-inch squarish display. It feels like carrying a notepad that happens to run Android. Multitasking on it is kind of ridiculous. 3 apps floating around at once feels natural. It's productivity chaos in the best way. But here's the twist. When the Fold is closed, it's not some chunky brick anymore. Samsung slimmed it down massively. It's shockingly close to the Ultra in thickness and weight. Closed, it genuinely feels like a normal phone. So this is the choice. Do you want a huge screen sometimes, or a slightly smaller one all the time? With a pen. Now displays both hit 2,600 nits peak brightness, which, let's be honest, is already retina-scorching territory. You're not struggling outdoors with either of these. But the S26 Ultra adds 2 interesting tricks. First, it keeps that anti-glare Gorilla Armor coating. It genuinely cuts reflections in bright light. Once you've used it, going back feels shiny. Second, there's this new privacy display mode, and it's clever. Toggle it on and the viewing angle's narrow so people next to you can't casually read your screen. It's like those privacy screen protectors, this except digital, and you can apply it only to specific apps, notifications, or even just PIN entry. It's subtle, and it's actually useful. The Fold doesn't get that, and it doesn't get the anti-glare treatment either. Performance is where things get interesting. The S26 Ultra runs the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy. Yes, the overclocked one. Samsung claims nearly 20% faster CPU, 24% better GPU, and almost 40% stronger NPU compared to the chip inside the Fold. That NPU jump, that's all about AI. On-device AI features are getting more aggressive, more predictive. There's even this Now Nudge feature that gently reminds you about things you mentioned in conversations. Helpful? Definitely. Slightly creepy? Also, yes, cooling matters too. The S26 Ultra has a redesigned vapor chamber. The Fold uses graphite sheets to stay slim. Translation: short bursts will be similar, but under sustained load, gaming, video editing, the Ultra should hold performance better. Storage is straightforward. 256 GB and 512 GB get 12 GB RAM. The 1 TB version jumps to 16 GB. Simple, clean. Software-wise, the S26 Ultra launches with Android 16 and 1 UI 8.5, with Samsung's 7-year update promise. The Fold will catch up with updates, but the Ultra is leading the charge. Now cameras. This is where the gap widens. On paper, the S26 Ultra sounds familiar. 200 megapixels main, 50 megapixels ultra-wide, 3 times telephoto, 5 times telephoto, but Samsung tweaked the optics. Wider apertures on the main and 5 times lens mean more light, better low-light performance, and sharper results overall. It's refinement, not reinvention. And video is clearly a focus this year. 8K at 30 frames per second, 4K at 120 frames per second for proper cinematic slow motion, plus a new format called APV, Advanced Professional Video, designed to retain more color and dynamic range for editing. The Fold 7 still has a 200 megapixel main sensor, which was a huge win when it launched, but it only has 1 telephoto lens. If cameras are your top priority, the S26 Ultra is clearly the safer bet. Battery life? Both are sitting at 5,000 milliamp hours. We're still at that ceiling. Charging, though, is different. The S26 Ultra now supports 60 watts wired charging, Samsung claims 75% in about 30 minutes under ideal conditions. Wireless charging goes up to 25 watts with Qi 2.2 support, though no built-in magnets, so you'll need a case for that snap-on experience. The Fold 7 stays conservative, 25 watts wired, likely to protect that super thin body. So here's what this really comes down to. If you care about the absolute best cameras, stronger sustained performance, the S Pen, better glare control, and faster charging, the Galaxy S26 Ultra feels like Samsung's no-compromises flagship. But if you want that 8-inch canvas in your pocket, the ability to run multiple apps like a tiny workstation, and a device that genuinely feels futuristic every time you open it, the Z Fold 7 is still something special. This isn't about which phone is better, it's about what kind of power user you are. Are you the creative who wants the best camera and that built-in pen? Or the multitasker who wants a pocket tablet? Because right now, Samsung isn't just selling phones, they're selling two completely different visions of what a flagship should be. So if you had to pick one, no price limits, no excuses. Which one are you choosing? Let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one.